Shalum, Shalum, and welcome. Welcome to the White Rose Family Channel. My name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I'm compelled to present before a set-apart awakening nation. To those who are drawn by the Almighty Father Yahuah to Yahusha Mashiach, who represents His Word. His Word, my brothers and sisters. I consider you my brothers and sisters, if you are indeed drawn by Him to Yahusha Mashiach. Before I get into this segment of the Final Exodus Countdown 2023, I want to say this, that the views expressed in these messages do not necessarily reflect the views of the owners, managers, shareholders, and/or sponsors of this media platform. With that said, let's get started. The Final Exodus Countdown 2023. In less than a year and a half, approximately a year and 2 months, it will become clear that we have reached our 400 years. It will become clear that Yashar'al will be gathered from the four corners of the earth before the physical return of Yahusha Mashiach. With that said, there's a lot of work to be done. I want to ask you this question, my brothers and sisters. Would you fight against the Almighty Father Yahuah? Would you put your fists up and rebel and purposely fight? Many of us don't realize that in order to preserve, to protect, and to grow a set-apart nation, there are severe and serious decisions that must be made. Good intentions are not always righteous actions. I want you to look at 2 Samuel 6th chapter, and you'll see where Uzzah was struck down by the hand of Yahuah because he had good intentions, but they were not righteous acts as regards to how the Ark of the Covenant should be transported. I want you to keep that in mind as we move into this segment, Types of Blindness. Types of blindness. Prepare to recognize types of blindness, from the physical to the spiritual, my brothers and sisters. It is important that we recognize the different types of blindness. Let me continue. Remember, there is the inward man and the outward man. We have two ways of seeing, physically and spiritually. Consider Shalum when he shared Romans 7:22-25. For it reads, "For I delight in the Torah of the Almighty One according to the inward man. But I see another Torah in my members, battling against the Torah of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the Torah of sin which is in my members." And when he used Torah, Torah means instructions, my brothers and sisters. So many people have sensationalized it to think the Torah is the 5 books of Moshe. Some will say the Torah is just the law, 10 commandments and laws. The Torah are the instructions, all living instructions. Do you not realize that even to this day, the Almighty Father gives us Torah instructions, living instructions? So do not get it twisted because of erroneous and wicked teachers. Shaul go on to say, "Wretched man that I am, who should deliver me from this body of death?" See, he's describing that outward man, that flesh, that mind, our cognitive and mental faculties that have been conditioned and programmed in many different ways. Fighting against the spirit of Yahuah, giving us instruction to strengthen us, to walk in worship and obedience to Him. He goes on to say, "Thanks to the Almighty One through Yahusha Messiah, our master. So then, with the mind, I myself truly serve the instruction or Torah of the Almighty One, but with the flesh, the Torah of sin." In other words, if we yield to the conditioning, the programming that we receive from our household, our family, schools, different various groups and organizations, we're liable to act in a way that is contrary to what the scripture wants us to behave. Come with me, and notice that he said through Yahusha Messiah, our master, for that is the word. He is the word of Yahuah. How can we have a relationship with Abba Yahuah without listening to Him? And we listen to Him through His word. Who is His word? Yahusha. The name Yahusha embodies the word of Yahuah. represents the word of Yahuah. And in these end times, it will become clear to those who are drawn together to fulfill the promises of Abba Yahuah. Come with me to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16 through 18. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16 through 18. Therefore we do not lose heart, but even if our outward man is perishing, the inward man is being renewed day by day. For this slight momentary pressure is working for us a far more exceeding and everlasting weight of esteem. We are not looking on what is seen, but on what is not seen. For what is seen passes away, but what is not seen is everlasting. The inward man, my brothers and sisters. Let me continue. Regarding physical blindness, consider these words. Psalms 146:8. Psalms 146:8 says, Yahuah opens the eyes of the blind. Yahuah raises those who are bowed down. Yahuah loves the righteous. He opens the eyes of the blind. Whether you can receive this or not, it's talking about physical and spiritual. In other words, it is Yahuah that make known, that enable us to see correctly. Come with me to Matthew chapter 12, verse 22. Then they brought to him one who was demon-possessed, blind and dumb. This is somebody physically blind. And Yahusha healed him. He healed him so that the blind and dumb man both spoke and saw. There's a physical blindness, there's a spiritual blindness. Let me continue. Regarding spiritual blindness, my brothers and sisters, listen to these words from Matthew chapter 15, verse 14. Leave them alone. They are blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind leads the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. There comes a time, O Yashar'al, instead of arguing with someone, debating, instead of trying to convince someone, there comes a time when we are ordered to leave them alone. This regards to leaders or any influencer that's blind, leading the blind. Sometimes blindness is ordered because of unbelief. Come with me to Matthew chapter 23, verse 16 to 22. 23rd chapter Matthew, verse 16 to 22. It reads, Woe to you blind guys who say, whoever swears by the dwelling place, it does not matter, but whoever swears by the gold of the dwelling place is bound by oath. Fools and blind, for which is greater, the gold or the dwelling place that sets the gold apart? Whoever swears by the slaughter place, it does not matter, but whoever swears by the gift that is on it is bound by oath. Fools and blind, for which is greater, the gift of the slaughter place that sets the gift apart? He then who swears by the slaughter place swears by it and by all that is upon it. And he who swears by the dwelling place swears by it and by him who is dwelling in it. And he who swears by the heaven swears by the throne of the Almighty One and by him who is sitting on it. Where is our allegiance? What do we see? Who do we see? Which direction are we focused, O Yashar'al? Let me continue. You see, it would be wise for us to begin to know who or what causes blindness. As end times ramp up, as chaos and uncertainty ramp up, as wars and rumors of wars ramp up, sometimes blindness is ordered by the Almighty Father. Sometimes blindness is the fruit of one's rebellion or unbelief. Let us not waste energy trying to heal the blind if Yahuah indeed ordered their blindness. This is why discerning the voice, the spirit, the orders from the living Almighty One is important, so that we don't fight against what Yahuah is doing, what the Almighty Father is doing. And when it's time to heal, he will use us and guide us, whomever he see fit, to heal the blind, both physically and spiritually. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, let us be mindful as end times ramp up, there's going to be time to walk away from those that are blind. Consider these words, my brothers and sisters. John chapter 12, verse 36 through 40 reads, while you have the light, believe in the light so that you become sons of the light. These words Yahusha spoke and went off and was hidden from them. But though he had done so many signs before them, they did not believe in him, that the word of Yahusha, the prophet, might be fulfilled, which he spoke. Yahuah, who has believed our report? And to whom has the arm of Yahuah been revealed? The arm of Yahuah been revealed. Because this they were unable to believe, because again, Yahusha said, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, so that they should not see with their eyes and understand with their heart, and turn, and I shall heal them. You see, my brothers and sisters, the fruit of our actions sometimes can lead to blindness, spiritually and physically. It's time to begin discerning why blindness will be ordered in many cases to remove obstacles. Do you know that there are community heads, pastors, leaders, deacons, spiritual influencers? There are some who are spiritually blind and will remain blind, and there's going to be a time to leave them alone. Come away from them. Some. There are some that will become physically blind. Leave them alone. But there will be times we may be used by the Almighty Father to bring healing and restoration. Balance, O Yashar'al. One can be determined to want to be a part of the final exodus, but find themselves blinded, because the Almighty Father will remove any obstacle that attempts to impede what he is doing. Know that blindness will be ordered. Know what directions to take, what actions to take. Remember, my brothers and sisters, end time prophecies require removing obstacles. In some cases, giving us the power and strength to walk over, beyond, or around obstacles. We take our sight for granted, both physical and spiritual. It's time to recognize the value of being able to see and understand and knowing what to do. Yashar'al, Yashar'al. Being able to see clearly requires belief and discerning between good and evil. Come with me to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1 through 3. For it reads, and belief is the substance of what is expected, the proof of what is not seen. This is talking about that physical sight. For by this the elders obtained witness. By belief we understand that the ages were prepared by the word of the Almighty One, so that what is seen was not made of what is visible. See, what is seen is made by the invisible, Almighty Father, Yahuah, who worketh his actions, his set apartness through us, one towards another, and through his chosen leaders. It goes on, drop down to the 6th verse of the 11th chapter. It said, but without belief it's impossible to please him. For he who comes to the Almighty One has to believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek him. Notice it said belief, the proof of what is not seen. We must learn the importance of discerning and believing the presence of the Almighty Father. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al. Know that the ultimate meaning for discernment is when the Almighty Father Yahuah, through his word, Yahusha, no Trinity, Yahusha just represents the embodiment of the word of Yahuah. So when we say Yahusha, we're saying Yahusha is Yahuwah's word. And discernment is when he reveals and make known and uncovers. There are those who have experienced Yahusha showing and revealing things, and people are astonished, amazed at, how did you know? There are those who say, this is my personal walk, not knowing that all the many members that make up one body under Messiah, Yahusha, have the capability of receiving what is necessary pertaining to the function of the body. That means and include our actions and what we're going through. Yashar'al, oh Yashar'al, discernment is not what the academics think it is. Know what to do in the presence of the blind. Do we walk away and let them be? There are passages that say, he that is wicked, let him remain wicked. There are times it tells us to come away. There are times when it say, restore such a one with the spirit of love, the strength and power of set apartness. Yashar'al, oh Yashar'al, do not take these words for granted, and though I may appear to be redundant, I am, but take this in heart, because many will get in the way of someone that has been ordered to be blind. Don't waste your energy if the Almighty Father has established that this person will indeed be blind. Don't waste your energy, O Yashar'al, but be attentive to see what is the prayer that is ordered. Let's visit these words regarding discipline, O Yashar'al. I speak of it often, and many of you may tire hearing it. I heard a guy say one time when it came to this issue of a rapture, said that he liked the idea of Yahusha coming and get his children and snatching us up and get us away from all this wickedness that's going on, better than the reality of the truth. You see, my brothers and sisters, so many of us like the things that tickle our ears and that makes us feel good versus embracing what is true. But this will change as end times become more intense, as chaos and uncertainty magnify. The need to know that Yahusha, the word of Yahuwah, works in us, works to bring reproof and discipline, helps to clear our eyes, both physically and spiritually, so that we are able to see, understand, and act accordingly. In Hebrews 12:11-14, it reads, and indeed, no discipline seemed pleasant at the time, but grievous. But afterward it yields the peaceable fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. So strengthen the hands which hang down and the weak knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest the lame be turned aside, but instead to be healed. Pursue peace with all, and pursue a partners without which no one shall see the master. There have to be a partners, my brothers and sisters. There have to be times to come away, purging. Examine all things, my brothers and sisters. I speak of this often, and I say again, prepare to witness those who can see, those who are healed of physical blindness, of spiritual blindness, who continually examine things and look at things from top to bottom, from inside to out, as the Almighty Father opened our eyes. Philippians 1:9-11 says this. Philippians chapter 1:9-11 says this. In this I pray your love might extend more and more in knowledge and all discernment, for you to examine the matters that differ in order to be sincere, not stumbling into the day of Messiah, being filled with the fruit of righteousness through Yahusha Messiah, to the esteem and praise of the Almighty One. You see, my brothers and sisters, for judgment to begin at the house of Yahuwah first, as it is mentioned in Peter 4:17. I believe it's 4:17. And now I could double check, my brothers and sisters, so I don't give you the wrong citation. Yes, 4:17, 1 Peter. The verse is right below. Remember, it says, because it is time for judgment to begin from the house of the Almighty One, and it's firstly from us, what is the end of those who do not obey the good news of the Almighty One? And if the righteous one is scarcely saved, where shall the wicked and the sinner appear? So then, those who suffer according to the desire of the Almighty One should commit their lives to a trustworthy Creator in doing good. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, types of blindness, know them, know how to respond, how to pray, how to speak, how to act when we ourselves may experience it or come in contact with those who are blind. Don't think we have an obligation to heal all the time when the blindness could have been ordered by the Almighty Father. Be advised, there are matters that require more work to identify than others. Yes, my brothers and sisters, end times require us to be active. There are times to be still and time to be active. Consider the words in Romans 12, 9 through 13. This 12th chapter of Romans talk about the many different gifts given by the Almighty Father. It is not exhaustive. It doesn't say everything. But hear what the 9th verse through the 13th verse has to say. Let love be without hypocrisy. Shrink from what is wicked and cling to what is good. In order to know what is hypocrisy, in order to shrink from what is wicked and cling to what is good, we must be able to see. We must be able to recognize and identify what is good. It says here, in brotherly love, tenderly loving towards one another, in appreciation, giving preference to each other. Not idle in duty, ardent in spirit, serving the master. Rejoicing in the expectancy, enduring under pressure, continuing steadfast in prayer. Imparting to the needs of the set-apart ones, pursuing kindness towards strangers. Yashar'al, O Yashar'al, know this. Though uncertainty is rampant, though many people are saying what's going to happen in these end days, though many are echoing the prophecies that are unfolding, it is important to know emotions will fly. Emotions will be heightened. Distractions will be among us. Unmanaged emotions and distractions can lead to blindness. My brother, my sister, do not take these words for granted. Seek to discern, know whether to spend your time with the blind or spend your time pursuing set-apartness and witnessing the power and might of Yahuah, healing those whom he has chosen to heal, making those who are blind see. So be careful, my brothers and sisters. Don't let our emotions, our good intentions get in the way. Remember, Uzzah had good intentions, but he was smitten by the hand of Yahuah. His life was taken from him. So good intentions are not always righteous actions. My brothers and sisters, there's so much work to be done. There's so many things to understand. I ask you, are you my brother? Are you my sister? Why don't we communicate? Prepare to witness, my brothers and sisters. Witness what the Almighty Father Yahuah has to say as he answers these questions. Witness the spirit of Abba Yahuah in Yahusha's name. Make clear what we are to see, how we are to respond, how we are to better worship and obey him. Let us talk. Let us act. Let us know when to be still. Let us know when to be used to heal or yield to be healed. Let us understand that there will be balance among those gathered from the four corners of the earth, among those who will fulfill the end time tasks that have been assigned them, which includes some of us being martyrs for Yahusha's name. Stay tuned, O Yashar'al, my brother, my sister, my family. There's work to be done. Things will become more and more clear to those who will be known as the obedient children of Yahuah. I pray that we grow in discernment, able to see what Yahusha is revealing to us. I pray that we grow in strength and understand that during these end times, we must walk in wisdom towards those without, redeeming the time as the Almighty Father would have us. On that note, thank you for your time, your patience, and if you've listened to this from the beginning to the end, I salute you, my brother, my sister, my family. Shalom.